Hi, how are you? My name is Sebastian. I'm doing your reading for February 2026. I'm so sorry for not doing your reading in January at the start of this year. My laptop became broken and I became very ill towards the start of the month. And so I couldn't do the readings. What I'm committed to now is that in the future I remain consistent. So I'd be consistent, remain consistent, maintain that. And if it looks like organizing myself, then it looks like organizing myself appropriately, even if it's 2 weeks before the start of the month. Cancer, let's move forward. Now, the one thing I know for sure about you, Cancer, is that you're making changes, that you're making things happen for you, where you're doing things that are I think the changes that you're making are worldwide. So I'm just gonna stop at that. Pause. I'm gonna have make you think about what that means because I definitely know you're up to something. You're definitely charming and graceful towards this. You're looking for efforts, achievements, rewards, and you're looking for success in this venture. You're also being generous and nurturing and sensible in this time around. But however, the last card, these four cards just feel at me. The last card that came out of that batch was the devil. So there's attachment, there's addiction, there's obsession, there's excess and dependency and feeling powerlessness. Like Cancer, I think you finally figured out that you need a community or you need a group of people to make radical change. And I think with that, although that's, yes, the right sentiment, that's the right ideology, that's the right theory. I think when you're doing things in excess and you're really wanting to push forward an idea that people already know what you're pushing forward, it can come across as, that you could come across as a little bit different than what you wanted it to be interpreted by. So I think my main message to you is make sure that this doesn't become an obsession, that you find balance, that yes, you want to make a difference. Yes, you want to do this, but also in the midst of that, to also check in with yourself and go, am I doing too much? Because I don't want to seem forceful with my ideas. I don't want to seem too forward with my ideas. I definitely know that things will happen and things will change for the community and being with the community. Um, with that, what's happening right now is there's a lot of balance right now. You're juggling a few things. There's a lot of money on your mind. The immediate influences, there's a lot of abundance. There's a lot of security. There's a lot of ambition. There's a lot of safety, reliability amongst your peers and the friends and what you've done and what you've created thus far. And with that, there's a sense of, because of this though, remember to let things go. I think Cancer with you, there's a lot of healing to be had with many aspects with you. So whether that's healing with uh work, healing with friends, healing with there's a lot of healing around you, and that's a good thing, but I just don't think you've finished your healing appropriately, or the healing is still going on. Either way, whatever situation it is, or however way you're feeling, just know that a lot of your insecurities, a lot of what's coming up for you is most definitely just possessiveness. I think that when you find yourself and you find um, when you find your middle ground, sometimes when I find people who are possessive, because possessive is such a strong word. Like most people would be like, "Oh wow, you don't want to be possessive." I don't know how people would interpret that language, but with that, it denotes such negative association. Like you can't be possessive. But for me, I think it's just as simple as looking after your childhood trauma and making sure that that's looked after and not wishing your childhood trauma onto somebody else. You can express yourself. You can make change. I understand injustice, and I understand healing. And in a way, I understand what you're trying to push forward, but you shouldn't be doing it in a way that you're possessive about it, that you're wanting people to have your perception over the matter. It's kind of like saying to people, strawberry ice cream's the best ice cream there is, when people are like, I'm pretty sure chocolate is. So it's kind of like you can put forward your case and you can speak your mind, but at the end of the day, that person still needs to have their own perception of formulate things. But you speaking your injustice and you making a difference is enough. You don't have to be possessive about they have to think like I do and they have to cause change and action like I do. To put it frank and simple for you, so they haven't gone through your experience. So you have to work at it in a way that's conducive and conductive of the community. Try to not be offended by people's messages, emails, communication to you, even if you think that it's in a way or in a form of argumentative styles. Just let it be. People are entitled also to their own opinion in any manner. Past influences, rest, relaxation was definitely something on your mind that you needed to do. you needed to have. It's okay to be sleepless, like for a bit. It's okay to have that situation. Um, but not sleepless for 3 nights in a row. So that sort of stuff you need to be mindful about. And it's still very much there for you as like you need your sleep, you need your rest. And I think concentrate on that and the world will be a better place for you, for sure. And also possible goals and destinies is you want compassion, you want kindness, you want intuition, you want healing. You really want the support that is coming for you, that is going to be there for you. I think like Cancer, it's no secret that you're a great manifester and you're really into that and you're really into changing the world and you're really into justice for people who are experiencing injustice. But I think at the end of the day, what you're trying to communicate with all of this is you just want that, you want people's support and you want people's kindness for the experiences that you've experienced or what happened to you in the past. There's no right and wrong or weird what happened to you, or there's no black and white, there's no left going right, there's no anything in this that will cause um such a like heartbreak or anything like that. Like there's no more hurt coming into this. As much as you think there could be, there isn't any. There's no more hurt to experience. There's no more anything in this matter. You are literally towards the end of this matter. Things are moving, things are going your way. You're going to be okay. Let's just do a few more clarifications on that. Yeah, don't be obsessed with understanding that a lot of things are confusing right now. And I think what would really work for you is that you should concentrate on the frame based in your money. And then from there, everything will work out in the end. I think don't worry about other people's perspective of the influence or change that you're creating. Only look after your own perspective, only look after your own self. Get your rest, get what it is that you need for your life to make a difference in your own life, and things will work out for you. Um, so there's going to be a lot of authority and reasoning in the near future, a lot of discipline, a lot of seriousness and high standards because you're heading towards a particular direction. Not that it's a bad thing or anything like that. It's just something that's there for you. You're continuing on a journey, but then you're going to realize that your journey is quite serious. So it's kind of like I don't know what you're doing, but it seems like what you're doing is a really serious situation. And I think with that, you're going to get a lot more seriousness from other people. Like they're going to be a lot more serious with you in relation to the situation that you're experiencing or the situation at hand. I think be calm, be cool, be collected, and you'll get through whatever it is that you need to get through. Because I definitely know all of this is about change, all of this is about creating justice, and all of this is the cross between is this something that I'm being too possessive about, or is it something that I still need to continue? Are people still caring about me? Do people still want to listen? And they do. It's just you also got to control your rest, yourself in the middle of this. You are the most important key, the most important player in your life in this moment, in what you're doing. But if anything should happen to you, well, that's not going to be a good thing. So let's have a look at a clarifier on that, because that's the interesting to get that clarifier at the end as your outcome or your future influence. Cards from the lightning, no matter how much pain that you've experienced, there's always crossroads and there's always choices. That's for the cancers who are wanting more clarification. There's always choices between your hurt and your pain. So the negativity that you've experienced is that you used to be. Here's the thing. That's funny. This card right there, because I said you're a great manifester, but I think you believe that you're not. So you just have to have enough willpower, enough rest, enough understanding about yourself to move forward in a gentle manner and a graceful manner, and in a way that you know you're your old self again. I'm not a big fan of a leader or just being you the whole 90 years that you live in this planet hopefully, or 110, let's just say, right? So I'm a big believer in you're not the same person as you are now, and even when you're on 40, but there are certain you are yourself. Like some people know their hobbies, some people know their passions. But when it comes to moving along the seasons and understanding that you once were a great, powerful manifesto, you still are. Don't go there with yourself. So family and friends, they're really looking up to you. that there's a lot of high standards in your reading, like talking about high standards, being at a pinnacle of your career or the pinnacle of your existence. There's a lot of like people are putting you up on a pedestal as well, when you're putting yourself up on a pedestal. I would let that go because you are who you are. And I think your family is always going to love you no matter what happens, right? So with the hopes and ideas is you want to be wishful thinking. What your wishes to come true. You want success and rules, and let me tell you, you already are succeeding. I can see it with Hans. You just have to believe that you're succeeding. Now, if you don't believe that you're succeeding, if you don't believe that you can get your manifestation powers, no matter what happens to it, you're going to end up, the outcome of this spread is you're going to end up with fear, anxiety, and negativity, and a breaking point. You don't want to reach that. Really take a step back. I'm sure there's a lot of momentum. I can feel it with your cancer. There's a lot of like change. A lot of you are like leaders of, I don't know, certain groups. I'm really happy I've reached out to you, but you're also applying pressure that you don't need to apply. And I think slow it down for yourself or for others, and you'll see things in a different perspective. Good on you, Cancer. I know what it takes to make a difference. I know what it takes to do things. And I know what it takes to step out of yourself and believe in yourself. So keep going. So you're doing great. Until next time, have fun.